game is very hard. This is the mental key winner mindset. There's no plan B, no negotiable. It's either you're playing to lose or playing to win. I have had people I looked up to telling me that my stuff is fire, amazing and everything. At the beginning, it took the whole summer making 4 to 5 beats or melodies every single day. I personally DM million followers on Instagram artists and I will still get the reply. Anything I've done came out of me doing my own thing. I was literally with J Cactus. You kind of want to be that person that people want to be with. Nobody's gonna ever come to you if they don't know what do you bring to the table. I've seen true ballers with music. These are the foundations that will allow you to actually stay in the game. So it's very important for you as a producer to... What is good with y'all again? I hope you're doing good. Today is the beginning of the new year, and because of this, today I want to cover the systems, the beliefs, the mindsets, and the concepts that will allow you to become part of the 1% Producers Club in 2025. So to become a 1% as a producer, you need to understand, bro, that the mindset is the very first thing that needs to be addressed. You need to understand that you're gonna need to be relentless, super relentless, and super consistent, because the game is very hard by itself. And if you don't believe in yourself from the beginning, I can guarantee you, you're always gonna fail. No matter how many times you try, you're gonna fail. So you need to understand that the mindset, the goal-driven, go-getter mindset needs to be instilled within your brain, your personality, within your character as a person. So when you instill this kind of mindset, you're actually gonna be in a mental position where you can succeed at whatever thing you're trying to do. It doesn't need to be producing. This is life in general. You need to be super relentlessly, consistently acting as if you're gonna win regardless, no matter the situation. And always remember that there's no plan B. This is the plan A and there's only the plan A. If you tackle your life with this kind of mentality, I can guarantee you, you're gonna succeed, because it's the person who stays within the game for the longest that is actually gonna win eventually. Stay committed, stay focused, put yourself in the mental position in which you are gonna win. No matter the situation, you're gonna still win. You're gonna keep pushing no matter how many failures, no matter how hard it's gonna be, you're gonna fucking win. This is the mental key winner mindset that every winner in whatever industry is gonna have. The key common factor among all of the people that I've been able to work with during these years of my career within music, whether these artists, producers, industry producers, online producers, managers, record label, or whatever person might be working in the industry, is the mindset. You need to have a very strong mindset and you need to believe in yourself. No one's gonna do it for you. So first thing first, you want to have a straightforward mindset. Concept number 2, make the music you genuinely like, which is so important and very underrated, because a lot of times what we do as producers is to just follow the trends and stick it with that trend as long as it works good. And as soon as something else pops within the music scene, boom, you'll see all of the other producers switching onto this new genre. Don't do that, bro. Start with the music that you like. Of course, there's always a time and place to do what is trending right now, but I really recommend you sticking with whatever you like, at least at the beginning, so that you can learn how to make better music, which we're gonna get into in the next chapter. But stick with whatever music you genuinely like. Stick there for the longest, learn the most that you can, and you don't necessarily need to have one genre in particular, one style of beat that you like in particular. You can also have like 2 or 3, I will say at maximum, because you will still need to learn the most out of it, and especially if you're at the beginning, because it takes time to actually get good at making music. So pick 1 to 3 genres that you actually like. I honestly believe that as a proper beginner, if you're a proper beginner, I would genuinely suggest you to stick with one. Properly stick religiously with one for the longest. This is what I actually did for myself when I was just getting started, and I like to talk based on my own personal experience. And this thing that you see over here, the plaque, literally comes out of just doing one thing. So if you're a beginner, stick with one. I would generally recommend you sticking with one. But if you actually like making like 2 or 3 more genres, feel free, but I wouldn't go for anything further than that. Like 1 to 3. 1 is the best in my opinion, but if you can, 1 to 3. And as I was starting to introduce in the concept number 2, the concept number 3 is getting good at making music. So you need to understand that music within your career as a producer is the foundation of the entire empire. If your music sucks, you're never gonna make it. You're really gonna have to spend a lot of time into getting good at making music, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of time, but you need to get good at making music, and it takes a little bit of time, bro. Of course, the learning curve is different for anyone, but there's definitely a certain amount of time within which you're gonna suck regardless, bro. I really want you to focus on volume. Don't focus on the quality. Don't focus on making the hardest melody or the hardest beat. I really want you to focus on making as many melodies, as many beats as possible. Me myself, I recently started to get into trap beats because for the most part of my career as a hip-hop producer, I made a lot of drill, and on the second half of the year for proper 6-7 months, a lot of early 2000 R&B, 50 Cent kind of stuff, which I can tell that I'm good, bro. I have had people that I looked up to telling me that my stuff is fire, amazing and everything. Right now I want to get into more trap kind of thing, and what I'm doing right now is literally what I'm telling you to do, which is make a lot of music, like a lot of volume. You don't want to focus on the quality because the quality is gonna suck regardless. No matter how much time you spend into one melody or one beat, it's gonna suck regardless. So the more volume with that 0.1% improvement over time is gonna get you to wonders. So I really want you to focus on volume rather than the quality. This is what I actually do, and this is what I've seen a lot of the people that I still look up to doing. I still remember Kavi saying that he had seen a clip from Metro Boomin and Kanye West in which they were both saying that at the beginning it took like the whole summer making at least 4 to 5 beats or melodies every single day. So as you can see, even the goats of the goats tell you that you need to focus on the volume rather than the quality, bro. So make as much shit as you can, like sticking to a schedule of 3 to 5 melodies or beats per day religiously, and you keep doing that. I can guarantee you after 6 months to a year of doing this, your music will sound amazing. So make sure you get good at making music because that is gonna be the foundation of the whole empire. If these foundations are not solid, my G, you already know what's gonna happen. Practicing every day, watching a lot of tutorials, and also referencing your beats or melodies to industry producers or producers you look up to. And also if you get the chance, ask the producers friends to give you feedback on your loops or your beats. And if you don't have producers friends or a collective where to get feedback from, maybe because you're just getting started or you're new to the game or anything like that, I actually have a Discord community in which we all help each other. So if you wanna have feedback or even network with producers, you wanna get melodies, you wanna, bro, anything like that, like a proper solid producer home-based community, bro, check one of the links down below in the description, the one that says Discord, and you're gonna be able to join my community. You're gonna be able to network, talk with people, all these kind of things. But getting back to what I was saying, if you want to level up as a producer and actually hit the 1% producers club, you need to get good at making music. And now we got choosing your own lane. So for the most part, there are industry producers and online producers. I'm gonna break down both of them, and then I'm gonna give you my idea on which I think you should focus on. So industry producers, I think, are the typical stereotype of the producer that gets placements, is there in the studio with the engineer, works closely with the artist, with the label, and all of these kind of things. Whereas the online producer is the typical guy that has the YouTube channel, whether these type beats or tutorials or educational content such as mine, sells beats or look kits online through his website, and has a very strong social media presence. At the end of the day, both the online and the industry producers are producers, but the difference stands in the approach that they have with music. For example, where the online producer might be making the beat or the melody and sell it through a loop kit or a beat pack or BeatStars or whatever, the industry producer actually makes the melody and sends it to another producer, or makes the beat and send it straight to the artist, or you might be linking up with the artist in the studio session, all this kind of thing. Usually industry producers are properly well connected within the music industry. That's why we call them industry producers. Whereas the online producers are like, they have their online thing with which they primarily focus on, but sometimes they might just send beats or loops to industry producers or to just artists and get the placements out of that, or making money out of the online thing because they have a lot of traffic on their website or on the YouTube channel, all these kind of things. And for this same reason, what we see today most of the time is like more of a hybrid of online and industry producer, where a lot of times online producers, you will see them going crazy with their thing, but sometimes you will see them getting some placements with producers that are in the industry, like proper industry producers, or maybe with an artist because the artist in particular likes the style of beat of the producer, even though they don't even meet each other. Like, bro, 98% of the placements that I've gotten came out of me sending stuff or people liking my stuff because they randomly found the stuff. Whereas for the industry producers, I've noticed personally that the majority of them, like the ones that work closely with artists or engineers, labels and everything, they don't necessarily have a website or something where to get their loops or beat from. Even though, of course, they might have a strong social media following, but they don't necessarily leverage on that following, if that makes any sense to you. So what I personally think you should focus on, I believe that when starting and choosing the lane, you should focus on the online scene, because that's the best way for you to gain traction and to get exposure, because at the end of the day, you need people to know you. Anything that I've done with my music career, whether it is online or industry, because I had the chance to do both, came out of having some sort of online presence and some sort of online reputation. And after working, it would be on my socials, which back then was just Instagram. I've been able to have my first studio session in London. Back then, I was not even doing the YouTube thing or anything. I had my YouTube type beat channel, but back then I was still in the mindset of doing the industry thing. But of course, by still knowing that I had to get exposure on me as a producer, on my brand and everything. So I think you should do the online thing, because when you do that, you first and first have the chance to make something in terms of money. And a second thing, you can put exposure on yourself as a producer, which is so important, because nobody's gonna ever come to you if they don't know what do you bring to the table. Like, no one's gonna ever invite you to any studio session or anything like that if you don't have something online. It's like, even in real life, when you meet someone that doesn't have anything to do with music, what is the first thing that you people exchange each other? It's the Instagram. Like, you want to see what this person is up to. You're not networking, you're not doing anything, you're just meeting someone in the street or whatever. Like, what is it, bro? Pull up your Instagram, what's up? So no matter the scenario, you still want to show to people what do you have to bring to the table. Whether it is online situation or industry situation, people want to know who you are. And nowadays, Instagram, my G, is the best way. So me personally, for the world we live in, I would suggest you doing the online thing, even though your actual lane will be the industry. Because when you do the online thing, people will see you. You put exposure on yourself as a person, as a producer. And then what happens if your music is hard and you have a good brand image, you're also gonna get called to go to studio sessions and all these kind of things. Or simply, if you want to be an online producer, you've already started your own thing and it's just a matter for you to scale it up. So that's why I believe that when you start the online thing, you both have the chance to do the online stuff and the industry stuff, and you kind of do a hybrid, and then you see what you want to focus the most on. Damn, bro, this was such a long chapter, I'm not gonna lie. All right, next one, building your own brand on socials. We already kind of tapped into this topic, but it was purposefully made so because this is so important for both lanes. So I've already mentioned that having a social presence online as the producer, whether it is online or industry producer, it is crucial. So I'm not gonna repeat myself, but it's so important for you to understand this concept. But keeping it brief and short, Instagram is your resume. Forget about all of the other socials. You don't need to be on TikTok. You don't need to be on any other social media that is out there necessarily. If you want to, feel free. But Instagram is non-negotiable. You need to be on Instagram. You need to show your face. You need to show the highlights of your lifestyle, because that's the game that we're all playing. It's either you're playing to lose or playing to win, but we're all playing. So you might as well get yourself a chance to win. You also want to have a very clean Instagram profile. If you go over my Instagram, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually take my time to curate it and giving it some sort of direction, because you want to inspire people. This is a concept that I've been told by my man Jay Sowell. He told me that, yeah, I've been told by someone else that it is so important to inspire people and to have an Instagram profile that can kind of make people feel like, damn, I kind of want to be like him. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy or too flashy, but you kind of want to show that you're a very interesting person that does very cool thing. You kind of want to be that person that people want to be with, other than just like, but with, you know. Make sure that you curate your Instagram account. Make sure that there's a good ratio between you and also the music that you do. And another thing that I want you to pay attention to is the ratio between the people that follow you and the people that you are following. You don't want to have necessarily the same amount of people for both. You want to have more people that follow you rather than you following more people. It looks better, bro. I am telling you, it looks better. I look at it when people DM me. I look at it. People bigger, way bigger than me, they look at it. So it's very important for you to study these little details, because they can really make the difference when it comes to networking with other producers. And also try staying lower than 1,000 people that follow you. So even if you have 2,000 followers, it still doesn't look good if you have 1,000 people that you follow. If you have 2,000, bro, make it like 300 people that you follow. Like a ratio like that looks crazy. I think I have 5k something, 5k 400, and I follow, I don't know, 600, 700 people. So you understand like what ratio we're talking about. So make sure that you do that, bro, because it makes a hell of a lot of difference when it comes to networking. I am telling you. Now, if you want to be an online producer, unfortunately, Instagram alone is not enough, because the more you're on every platform, the better it is for your brand overall. It will be good if you could also go on TikTok as well, even though even me myself, I don't really give a fuck about it, but it will still be best. But the king out of all of the socials, out of the online space in general, will still and will, I think, forever be YouTube. And I was literally speaking about this yesterday that I met up with Jay Cactus. I'm sure y'all know him and you all know how big the guy is. Bro, it was telling me that YouTube still is the hub for the online space. So it's very important for you as a producer to stay committed with at least Instagram and YouTube. If you do these two consistently, you're gonna be in a position where you can actually build something that is worth building. I really suggest you doing YouTube and Instagram, but focus on YouTube because the long form content is the way to actually build a devoted audience, which is the bread and butter for producers like Kavi, J Cactus, Infinite, Ocean, and all of these other big names within the online music space. So keep providing free real value to your audience. Stay super consistent. This is not a game, bro. It is not easy to do the online thing. I'm telling you, it is hard, but stay consistent if you decide to do that. And another important thing, which is not to forget, is to drive people to your socials, especially Instagram, because that is going to create a snowball effect that will further grow your Instagram and hence your brand image. Now, given that you haven't skipped any of the prior steps, so your music is good enough, your profile is good enough, the next and sixth step for you is to network with producers within your lane. So if your goal is to become an industry producer, you're also going to look outside the producers such as artists, the managers, the engineers, the A&Rs, and all these kind of people. And most likely the ultimate thing that you want to do is to work closely with artists. Now the thing is, a lot of times the artists that producers want to work with are quite big artists or they're just a little bit hard to reach. So what I will suggest you doing, it will still be DMing artists regardless of the size, because I personally DM million followers on Instagram artists and I will still get the reply. So it doesn't really matter, but of course it is harder to get a reply out of the artist that is bigger. So it really depends, but still shoot your shot. So circling back to what I was saying before, find the artists that you want to work with, try DMing them, hope that they will reply. Unfortunately, it is not guaranteed, but if they don't reply, also look for the collaborations that the artists had, like with smaller artists. There's always this small featuring that the bigger artists might have had with a smaller one. Try DMing the smaller artists and asking him to send him beats. And bro, you never know, sometimes it happens that he might do another feature or you might end up in the album featuring the bigger artists. You know, it is just a numbers game, so you gotta shoot your shot as much as you can. But these next ones are the people that you actually want to get in touch with. So in order for you to get placements and actually put your foot inside the music industry, it is very smart for you to hit the producers that are already working with artists in general, whether it is a particular artist that you're trying to get. And this goes with the managers, the engineers, the A&Rs and everything. Find the people that are working with the artists that you ultimately want to work with. And the best place where to look for these people is Genius. Genius is the place where you find everyone. You look for the artists that you want to work with, and then you look to all the recent songs that have been put out by the artist, and then you look at who made the beat. If it is a single producer, he's made the melody and the drums. If there's more than one producer, there's who made the melody, who made the drums, who made anything. Like sometimes you will see 7 names for one beat, which is insane, but yeah, bro, that's part of the game. So what you want to do after that, you go on Instagram and you look to all of those names and you try to figure out who's made the drums, who's made the melody. And once you find the producer who's made the drums, you want to follow them and start liking them, some of their posts, and go on their highlights. Go to the recent ones, like those ones, but not too many, like one, bro. It doesn't need to be like a spammy thing, bro. And then you reply to maybe one of the latest highlights and you reply, bro, your shit is hard. Where can I send you stuff? Boom. Simple as, man. It doesn't need to be anything else, bro. Very simple, very straightforward. And then pretty much you want to do the same exact thing for the person who's made the melody. But in this case, you're going to ask them, do you need starters? Because these guys are loop makers. They already know how to make loops. But if you want to give them some value, have them out making melodies faster by giving them your own starters. You feel me? And then when it comes to the managers and the A&R, it is still pretty much the same concept. But these people, you usually find them on Instagram. So you want to basically look for the people that the artists follow and try understanding what is the dynamic of the situation going on there. And then once you find that, all you need to do is to ask them where you can send them beats. Now for the online producer gang, all you need to do, bro, is literally stay consistent with the uploads. You want to put out your music, whether it is your samples, your beats, anything that is music related that brings something to your brand. As a producer, you want to be relentlessly consistent with it, and you need to understand that in order for you to network with people when it comes to the online thing, the best way for you to do this is by just keep on pushing with the uploads, and then I can guarantee you people will come to you. Anything I've done with the online thing literally came out of me doing my own thing. I will get people I used to look up to following me, especially with the early 2000 shit. It happened a lot, bro. There have not been that many producers making consistently the early 2000 shit, and I had a lot from people who I generally used to look up to. So keep doing your own thing and being consistent with the uploads, because if your stuff is hard and you stay consistent, the people you look up to will come to you whenever they feel like you have something to bring to their own table. Just do your thing. Don't worry too much about hitting up people and stuff, because the majority of the time, whenever you network with people that are slightly bigger than you. Because 9 times out of 10, when someone is bigger than you and it sees you smaller, it might be harder for them to be like, let me work with this guy if he doesn't have anything to bring to me. You feel me? But if you're small in the online space, but your shit is hard, bro, I can guarantee you the bigger ones will come to you to collaborate or do anything for them. And then maybe later on you're gonna be able to do something with them for your own thing. And bro, I'm literally talking based on my own personal experience. I was literally with Jay Cactus yesterday in the studio, and bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, he's definitely been someone who I've looked up to when it comes to having a good online presence, going crazy with YouTube and everything. So I'm here to tell you, bro, that you just want to stay committed, stay consistent, and then the people that you want to work with will come to you. I can guarantee you it works. All right, now we get into the 7th principle, which is keep experimenting your music. This is a very underrated concept, especially among beginner producers, because a lot of times producers think that they're gonna be doing the same exact thing over and over again, which is good at the beginning if you are getting started, if you're learning how to make music and all these kind of things. But after a while, you'll just be making the same exact music over and over again, and you will never grow as a producer. You know what I mean? It's like with artists that kept on doing the same exact thing without developing their sound, that eventually fell off. So try embracing other genres, techniques to make music, just to see and experiment what happens. Try using different sounds that you've never thought of, and also don't copy but get inspired, because it's very easy to copy what other people are doing without putting your own kind of variation and everything. So get inspired by other producers, other artists, other genres of music and everything, and try implementing that onto your own thing. And of course, bro, always keep on learning new things to level up your music, and also to keep yourself way more creative, because at the end of the day, bro, music is all about art and creativity. Like, there's no rule. I still believe that there's certain parameters that you need to follow, because otherwise you will just be making some weird ass music that no one will ever be able to understand. But who knows? Who am I to say? Alright, now we get to the principle that will allow you to get to the 1% Producers Club in 2025. Patience is the virtue of the gods. Boy, you're gonna need to be patient, because this game is a long-term game. There is no shortcuts, there is no trick, there's no magic thing that is gonna put you wherever you wanna be with this thing, which is music. I want you to be consistent. I want you to be relentless. As you know, bro, you should know this game is hard. It is not impossible, but it's only the people that stick with it for the longest that win. So I really want you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you are willing to sacrifice everything to do this thing, because bro, it is very hard. I'm not here to scare you, but it is just a fact. 99% of people don't make it, so you might as well want to be honest with yourself. So stay committed and be patient, bro. Be patient, because this is only a long-term mindset game. And right now, bro, I'm talking to you as if I'm talking to myself, because these are the foundations that will allow you to actually stay in the game. So just keep on pushing and don't get discouraged, especially if you don't have any responsibilities, bro. Like, if you're young, you don't have kids, and you don't have anybody that is actually relying on you or all these kind of things, bro. Don't get discouraged. Take your time, do your thing, especially whilst you're young, bro. Go ahead and keep pushing for this shit, because it is actual real shit, bro. I've seen baller people, like I've seen true ballers with music, and it is possible, whether it is online or industry. It really is up to you, but the longer you're gonna stay in the game, the better the odds are gonna be stacked with you rather than against you. And another very important thing which I've learned out of making music on the online side and the industry side is that as soon as you start to see results, keep on pushing, bro. You need to keep the momentum up, bro, because if you stay consistent, there's no way for you to fail, bro. The thing is, you've already seen it working on a small scale, but you've seen it working. Take the small wins that you've seen to motivate yourself to get to 10x what you've made up to that moment. And then, bro, you're gonna become a machine, unstoppable, bro. Promise to yourself that you're gonna stay committed to the shit, especially if you watched up until now, bro. Like, I'm sure that you actually want it, so stay committed with whatever thing you decide to do, and don't stay half-fast of it, because I'm telling you, bro, it wouldn't be worth it. It's either you do it 100% or forget about it, bro. There's no point on doing it. Boy, I'm telling you, this is the last day of the year. I'm recording this shit just to let you understand. I'm not out yet. I'm not doing shit, bro. I'm working. Tomorrow, this video is gonna be out, which is gonna be the first day of the year. And bro, I wish you all the best for the new year. I wanna have lions in my audience. I wanna have kings in my audience. So if you made it so far, I appreciate you. It was a very long video. I am telling you, I am tired as fuck, bro. I am telling you with the capital F, but it's okay, bro. Anytime for my boys. Bro, this year, I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting. There's gonna be a lot of changes. Like, the vision is clear. There's a lot of things that I want to accomplish this year. There's a lot of things that I want to do for you guys. So what can I say? I wish you all the best. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Steppers, bro. And I'm gonna see you on the next time. Bow.